Hey, it's Wally, and I just want to thank so many people, our potties, the people that listen to the radio station, for partnering together to make a difference in the lives of Ukrainian refugees. This thing over there is a mess. We're entering the 5th month of this, and it's just heartbreaking to see what people are going through and how they're having to live. But here's the upside. Together, we have sent more than 100,000 meals to Ukraine already. These meals are being distributed by 3,500 pastors who are risking their lives every day to minister to these families and get them the food that they need. So if you've given, thank you so much. Now, we're down to the last couple weeks of the month, and how cool would it be to up the ante here and send another 50,000 meals by the end of July? I know it sounds like a lot, but at 25 cents a meal, that's not a lot, and a little bit from each of us can go a long way. I know I've already done my part because I'm never going to ask you to do something I won't do, but think about it. $100 sends 400 meals, and then if you roll that out and do $500 or $1,000 gift, imagine the impact that you're having. So if you want to get involved, you've seen all the hardship and the heartache and thought, man, I wish there was something I could do. This is something you can do. Just join us by texting Wally to 91999. That's Wally to 91999. And the cool part of this is, man, you get to be the answer to a mom's prayer as she's wondering how she's going to feed her children. Again, text the word Wally to 91999. Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. I was driving around over the weekend, and we kind of did like a little road trip, couple hours up from the house, go to like this lake area and have lunch and everything in this small town. It was fun. I had a really good time. But like, I got this song stuck in my head. And I know, Betty, you'll know this. I'm curious if Gavin knows this. If I just sing, do you remember? Don't finish it yet. Gavin, do you know that? Do you remember? Betty was ready to go.
All of the times we had...
No.
Probably not?
No. Betty Rock, finish it.
Is it Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I'm pretty sure.
Do you remember the 26th day of September?
That's what I was trying to remember. That was... It didn't help a lot. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was September or December. Do you remember?
It's September because people will post memes about
the 21st day.
The 21st day of
September. Of
September.
Yeah. I just got that song stuck in my head, but then I wasn't sure if I was right on the date or the month.
Let me look.
Yeah.
September.
I think it's the 21st day of December.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. September is what it's called.
Okay,
the 21st night of September.
Okay, so we got
the 21st night of September.
Yeah, I do enjoy getting songs stuck in my head for a little bit.
I think that's the reason I like to have music playing a lot. I've realized living with Knick Knack that I'm always singing, and it could be songs I've made up or it's songs that I've got stuck in my head, but I'm always singing. And so I get tired of singing the same thing over and over. So if I have music playing, I get something new.
That's what I miss when Haley, my daughter, moved out, because she was like a musical theater kid and she was always singing. You'd hear her upstairs singing in the shower, and then she'd be walking around always singing. So there's always kind of music in our house, and I loved it. I just loved hearing her sing, you know. And so I miss that. And she and I would sing different songs. We would sing what we were doing, you know, kind of thing. Kind of like you'd pass the time or whatever, and you're like, chopping broccoli, I'm chopping broccoli, you know. And my wife never fully understood that. She's like, you guys are just making noise.
I do feel bad for my mom. I have an ongoing text thread between my mom, dad, and I. And sometimes my dad and I will get on tangents that are quoting Mystery Science Theater 3000. And my mom's just in the middle of it. And I'm sure her phone just keeps going, ding.
And then you can't be rude and jump out.
No.
I've jumped out of family ones before.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty upfront with people, and my wife, even my family, and my wife will be in the text chain as well, and so I'll bounce out, and she'll tell, and I do this at small group too, and so she'll be like, "Oh yeah, Wally doesn't like text chains; he's out." You know, like but I'm here, and so I'm the good person, and so she'll keep us in contact with whatever we need. But yeah, those drive me crazy. Or the work ones where everyone wants to be funny about something that happened, and you look at it and it says like 47 people, and everyone's making their jokes like, like, okay. So yeah, I hate being in that kind of stuff. All right, so Netflix in their never-ending struggle to figure themselves out and figure their business model out has something new that they're trying to figure out with regards to your subscription, okay? Because they were talking about cracking down on your subscription where you can't share passwords anymore.
I remember that.
And, so people share, again, when Netflix first came out, they're like, share the passwords, we don't care. Like the CEO was saying that. And you're like, oh, great, well, I got permission. Well, he's since recanted, I guess. And so now they're going to start testing a new plan that lets users add additional homes to their accounts, and you can do it for like up to $3 or up to 3 homes and like $2 or $3 probably a month to do so. So like say your daughter, like me, say my daughter lives in Florida, like she could use our Netflix, which right now she can use our Netflix. It's not a problem because it's all our family. And I'm curious if it's another household like that's not like on your account, you could share it with them, but you have to pay for that privilege $3 a month or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not bad. But what's weird is you're talking about like going on vacation. If you go on vacation and you take your Netflix with you, how do they do that? Because now you're at another place. Would they charge you if you're staying at an Airbnb and you're using your laptop?
Is it tied to an IP address, or maybe that's when there's a PIN? But then that goes back to the password thing.
Right.
Yeah,
what they are doing, this is the way they're doing it. There's like, if you're traveling, they'll say that you're using it from an unknown location, then you have a 2-week window to use it without being charged. But again, like it's my Netflix. I'm taking it with me. That's the whole point of being able to have it wherever I go. You guys are just making this problematic, and as long as you haven't used it from that location before. What if I go back to the same place every year and I like to travel there, so it's like, guys, stop it.
Surely they'll think of that. I mean, surely they have people that are telling them this is a bad idea, this is a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, I think they keep leaking things and they're trying little things and they're doing tests with stuff. Like they're testing this in Argentina and the Dominican Republic, where you can't just go totally nuts. And so, like, I think they're doing little tests to see. But I think ultimately they have a problem that if they make it too hard on people, and it doesn't seem fair, people already are leaving Netflix. They will leave in droves and they'll shoot themselves in the foot. Because I mean, there's so many options now. And I've enjoyed Netflix. They were the one that I didn't want early on because I borrowed like a friend's thing, his password during the Benedict Cumberbatch show, Sherlock. Loved that and watched that. But then I thought, okay, well, let me see if I want to get this. And I would watch it. And then I'm like, there's nothing else I want to see. I don't care about Parent Trap or all these other antiquated movies. And so I was like, I don't want to, I'll never buy this. And so then they started doing documentaries and some original series that were really good. And so I got it and I pay for it. I have my own, and so they got me in essence, but I wouldn't have never tried. If I hadn't used somebody else's, I would have never became a subscriber either. So they got to look at that too, that sometimes you try it with somebody else's password, but then you realize, oh, this is good. I'll actually buy this.
I don't know. Streaming has become so mainstream now, and so I just feel like everybody has Netflix. Everybody knows what it is, unless you've been living under a rock or you're a senior citizen.
Do you remember when Netflix used to mail you CDs or DVDs? Like, how great was that?
Did you guys ever do that, though?
No.
Like, you never ordered a CD or a DVD? That seems so ridiculous.
Yeah, like you get it, you put your list down, and then they mail it to you. I could not believe that business model worked. I did Redbox. I did a lot of Redbox.
I love Redbox.
Do you still do Redbox?
Not still, because everything you can rent for something on like Amazon Prime for a little bit more money, but it saves you that time and effort of actually going
to return
there.
it.
But like we would usually do a Friday night movie via Redbox back in the day.
I did too. Like we would always say we'd do that. We'd be at the grocery store or whatever. You want to get a movie? And she'd like get one online, and I'd stop and pick it up. Then it was great. But then it was always the next day when you weren't going to be near there. Like, now I got to go return it. So yeah, if it costs you $1 more to stream it, I'd rather pay the $1 more to stream it
because then
than
it
have
just
to go.
ends after the 24, 48 hours that
Yeah.
you're allowed to have it.
Yeah, or if you lost it, then they were charging like $70 for this DVD.
That's what happened to Zach.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. And they were charging him like it would have been like 5 or 10 times what the movie would have cost if you had just gone and bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! All right, Lady Rock, what do you got?
Kate Bush, you know her. She was a big deal. Well, I don't know. Was she a big deal in the 80s? Probably not.
I wouldn't say she was a big deal like in the 80s per se, like Bananarama, but like people knew
What's
who she was.
Bananarama?
That was another band, like the Go-Go's, like
okay.
Bananarama.
Well, she's definitely got her second win thanks to Stranger Things, which is strictly on Netflix.
Right.
But there's a song called Running Up That Hill, and it is like hit the charts. And it was released back in 85.
Okay.
So, I mean, it sounds so dated, but it's so big right now.
Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building.
This is one of those songs that's like really descriptive for no reason. You're running up that hill, you're running up that wall, you're running up that building, you're running through that field, you're running through that door.
You should be happy because this is an 80s song
Yeah.
that has gotten its second wind.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kids love it.
I like that. The Journey song that they did, that they
yeah, that
redid
one,
for
yeah.
the trailer of season 4
That was
was
amazing.
actually really good. I like that one.
Well, someone on YouTube, they decided they were going to make a rendition of this Kate Bush song, but as in the style of Metallica.
Oh, I do like where this
So
is
see
going.
what you think.
I think I will love it.
If I only could, I'd make a deal with God. Now get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. If I only could.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend I don't like that. I like that.
It wasn't bad, that's for sure.
Metallica is one of those bands too, like James Hetfield, like not a singer, just a screamer, Exit light, that's what he does,
Yeah,
and
but it's good.
yeah, it's amazing he made it. Then Megadeth was Dave Mustaine, who kind of did the same thing, but just a higher end, and so like those two bands like were huge, and they probably shouldn't have been. Michael W. Smith, send it for me, going by my place in the 12.
Okay.
He probably shouldn't have made it either. Sounds like a minion.
I heard
on helium.
an emo version of Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, and it was really good. I heard that one on TikTok, and I was like, if I
that
had
dude
heard
whose hair is
yeah,
kinda-
if I had heard
like that
that from
version.
back in the day, I would have been like, oh yeah, that's my jam.
Yeah, you have a eclectic sense of music. Like you have all this old stuff. Your iPod, like I've always used to say, could be on a chick flick. Like with the songs you have are perfect for that. But then you've also got like old school stuff, and then you've got the dark side of Betty, the Betty Rock, angsty Linkin Park. You know, and you know every lyric, and
Yeah, I
you
do.
shout them. Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
I'm so
yeah. Numb. I know. I've become so numb. Yeah. I wish I had known you.
Also, not the greatest voice in the world.
What? Chester Bennington or Bennington? You didn't think he
Probably.
was great?
I
Oh.
didn't think it was great. I think it sounded. I feel like this is disrespectful.
We need
it
to
sounded
get-
a little whiny.
We need to get a thing that, because we sit about 4.5 feet apart. We need to get some kind of automated thing like Phil, our engineer, to make something that I can push a button and it slaps him.
And I get one as well.
No,
when I feel like it.
doesn't go that way.
No, I think I should.
Not needed. Because I've never done anything slap worthy. But it's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like Chester Bennington. Like I thought he was. Was it Bennington or Yeah, I think it was. I can't even remember his name, his last name, and it's sad because he passed
Bennington.
away. Yeah, it is Bennington. Okay, it didn't sound right though.
What you want.
But I loved his when his voice would come in, after the little rap thing with Mike Shinoda, and then he would come in and be like, yeah, but he could actually when he would sing, he still sang well. But I don't know that Hatfield can sing well. Let's do some birthdays.
Yeah.
Birthdays.
Okay. Tracy, today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Tracy. She said, I'm a faithful potty from Minnesota. I'm turning 41 and just recently decided to change career paths.
Oh, nice.
And I'm back at school.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, good for you, Tracy. Heather wants to wish her son Nate a happy birthday. And then Jeremy, to his creative son Nate, said he has a love-hate relationship with drones. He has a big collection of drones that have crashed and burned, but he keeps buying new ones. And then we've got Caleb, who wants to wish his brother McNutt a happy birthday. That's what he goes by, McNutt. He taught himself how to code, is great with all forms of technology, and loves to make the coolest gifts for other people. So his question is, what is the best gift you have made for someone else?
Oh, made? Ooh.
I've made some coffee tables. I've made some end tables. I made Betty Rock a coffee table.
You made me a lamp out of a surveyor's tripod.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's still in my corner.
Yeah, that was a good one, too. That was a good tripod. Like, those things aren't easy to find in that kind of shape. Yes, I've made stuff like that.
You made yourself a ring.
I did make myself a
gift.
ring. Yeah, I made myself a gift. Because if I can't love me, I can't love anyone else.
It starts here.
Let me see. Betty Rock. I made her a jar with my hernia in it.
That was
allegedly.
disgusting.
That was
It
funny.
wasn't your hernia, but
Yeah, it was a
disgusting.
stick, but it was funny.
Disgusting.
I made Betty Rock a boat on a stand for the Alaska cruise. Remember
But
that?
was that your favorite thing?
Oh, no.
This is asking what is the best
Have you made
gift
something
you've
for
made.
somebody that you loved?
I would say the best gifts I've made are ones I didn't mean to make. So, for instance, I just started a joke for my dad on Father's Day and his birthday. I would always make him a card. But I just did it as a one-time thing. And then he enjoyed it so much that now he wants one every year. And they're all based off of inside jokes that I have with him.
Yeah, see, I do like that. My daughter makes me a card every year, and it's purposely bad, like her drawing, because she's not an artist. She's actually gotten really good with her Procreate on her iPad. Like, she can do cool stuff with that. But if you give her a pen and a piece of paper and you go, draw me something that looks like an 8-year-old drew it, it's so bad. And that became like you and your dad, that became the joke. And so she would always... for something for that year that was like our special thing, and she would try to capture it in drawings. It's just atrocious, but I love them all. Gavin, are you making things for people?
No, it's not a specialty of mine. But, I mean, I made Haley a cool book of poetry.
Oh,
When we were 18 years old, I think, back when I was like trying to swoon her before I captured her heart.
I have a new Matthew West bit. Matthew West bit. We have to get Matthew in and have him turn 18-year-old Gavin's poetry into a song.
I'll see if I can find the book.
Please.
Because
Please.
it wasn't, I personally never thought it was half bad.
Okay.
So maybe I'll see but it was one of those things where I remember writing it, giving it to her, being like, man, poured my heart out into this. And then like a few years down the road, I'm like, hey, do you know where that is? And she was like, oh, not really. And I was like, because I want to reread all that. It's got to be stashed away somewhere.
Yeah, you need to.
I hope it is.
You need to find that, because
go
that would be a fantastic Matthew West segment.
I'll look for it.
There's no like
You're like the male version of Taylor Swift.
I wish I had the financial benefits
Right?
of being the male equivalent of Taylor
Right?
Swift.
Yeah, that's so good.
got
just
a
don't have a
feeling
voice.
that it won't sound the same, but maybe it will.
I
But
don't
that's
know.
because it was like 18-year-old version.
Yeah, it might be better, honestly.
It might be
What was she doing at 18?
Exactly. She's already broken
making
up with
records,
35 people by now.
making millions.
I know.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that's going to do it for your Aftercast for today. So thanks for being a potty.